What is going on, YouTubers? It's your boy Ambrosio Sanchez back at you again with another tutorial video. Alright, and today we're going to be showing you how to create a wrist attachment to our prosthetic hand prototype. Again, I'm with the BME 60C class at UC Irvine, and I'm part of the flopping floppers. Alright, and so this is what our final design should look like, as you can see here. It's just a wrist attachment, and it has the connector so that it can connect to our palm that we created. Alright, so let me go ahead and get started. So you want to start off by creating this wrist bracket, okay? So you go to the front plane, okay? And you want to go ahead and create this sketch with these dimensions. You want to create two arcs, again, two arcs, and what this does is, instead of having to go in and doing the cut extrusion after doing the first extrusion, by doing two arcs together, you can right away cut it, as you can see here. So I didn't need to create a second sketch to make the cut in this middle portion. And we extruded it for 3 inches. So after we made that cut, we went ahead and created these secondary cuts so that we can insert our Velcro strap. So here's a sketch, and here are the dimensions. These are basically 2 lines, parallel lines, equal length as well as 4 arcs here. After I created this sketch, I went ahead and extruded it 0.35 inches. Then I went ahead and created a reference plane, because you can't just do sketches on this circular surface. So I had to create a plane, and I used the edge of the inner arc as the reference point. And I went ahead and did the same thing on the opposite side and created these extrusions so that I can later create holes for our Velcro strap. Again, here you see I made the cuts with the following dimensions. Go ahead and show you that. And it's basically just lines and arcs as well. Again, those are the dimensions, 1.5 and 0.15. Alright, so after creating these holes for our Velcro straps, I went ahead and created the attachment pieces, or the attachment extrusions so it can attach to the palm. Okay, and this should look something like this. Let me go ahead and show you the dimensions for that. I went to the front plane, this rectangular-ish shape that had a distance and a radius of the following dimensions, and I used the edge of our wrist bracket to fully define it. After I did that, I went ahead and extruded it, and I extruded it for 0.60 inches. After I made that extrusion, I went ahead and made a cut on it, and I made the cut for our hose so that our screws and bolts can go in here. Alright, and here are the dimensions for those hoses. Again, 1/4 inch diameter. Alright, so after I made those 1/4 inch diameter cuts, I went ahead and created a reference plane using the top surface of our wrist bracket. And I did this so that we can add another feature on here. And basically, what we added was a box with the following dimensions. So you go to our top plane, and make a rectangle with the following dimensions. Again, 2.5 by 2.0. And then we went ahead and created another box extrusion on top of our first box extrusion. And we did that with a height of 0.75. So our first box extrusion was extruded downwards for 0.25 inches, while our second extrusion was extruded upwards for 0.75 extrusion, while our second one was extruded upwards for 0.75. Okay. Then after we made that box on top of our wrist bracket, we went ahead and made a cut into the box with the following dimensions. Again, this was done from the top plane. So we go to our top plane and add a rectangular box with the following dimensions. And our cut extrusion was 0.65 inches downward. After we made that cut and made our boxes, we went ahead and made more holes into this rectangular bracket, again with 1/4 inch diameter holes. We made 5 of them, 1 for each string, because this is our part where we will adjust the string tension. And again, here are the dimensions. So they're 1/4 inch holes with these dimensions apart from each other and apart from the edges. It's kind of hard to see, but hopefully you get the point. Alright, so we went ahead and used the fillet feature onto the edges of our rectangular box. And this fillet had a radius of 0.1 inches. And again, these are the edges that we created our fillet for. So we did on the inner edges and the outer edges. Then we went ahead and used another fillet feature on our holes. And again, this is what they look like. This is what the final result looked like. And that radius was also 0.1 inch. Okay, so the hole should now look like this. And last but not least, we created a cut into that rectangular bracket. We made 5 cuts so that our strings can go through. And here are the dimensions for that. Okay, so we use lines and arcs to fully define our sketch. Okay, and here's the closer dimensions on the inner rectangles. Alright, and this is what a final product should look like. Hope this was kind of easy to follow. If you guys have any questions, feel free to comment below. Thank you guys.